What's up everybody, it's your boy Proftrof and we're back again with another video. This is something that was requested and it's a little bit different than what we usually do. This is why worshipping chaos is better for Imperial citizens. Warhammer 40K, okay. Y'all need, you better give me some good ass fucking reasons for this shit, cause the last race that was like, hey, we should probably worship some shit was the Elder, right? And then they got fucked, right? Like they actually got fucked after making a new chaos demon, chaos god, big demon god, booby god, female. Let's get into the video, everybody.
Welcome back to another episode of 40K.
Yes, chaos looks very good. Adorable.
It's about the 40K universe. I am your host, Gershwan, and you are watching OneMindSyndicate. Today we talk about chaos, specifically why it's better to worship chaos than to be part of the Imperial Cult. If you're new to the channel,
almost heard an Inquisitor.
Please subscribe because we post Warhammer 40K content just like this every single day. And if you have any requests for topic ideas, please comment down below. Now, when it comes to worshipping chaos, it always seems as if it's a negative. But in reality, based on the average Imperial citizen's life, it's actually a lot better to be a chaos worshipper than it is to be a regular Imperial citizen following the Imperial Creed. We're going to talk about that today. Okay. So let's get into 40 facts about why it's better to worship chaos than to be part of the Imperial Cult.
How many facts?
To worship chaos is to betray the God Emperor and to follow a path down eternal damnation. A path filled with pain, suffering, and anguish like no man can ever dream of. Or so the Imperial Cult wants you to believe. In the Imperial Cult, you are taught that as long as you deny the lure of chaos, you will be protected both in life and death by the God Emperor. Clearly,
is that what you thought? I thought that most people didn't know about chaos. And it'd be like, just, I don't know. Right? That's right? Like, most people don't actually know chaos exists.
This isn't true, because there have been trillions of people whose devotion to the God Emperor has not protected them from Dark Eldar raiding parties.
I mean, he didn't protect his sons. Like, look at them. There's like one alive, one's comatose, 15 are, well, not 15, like 5 of them are missing somewhere, and the other ones are chaos cunts. So, yeah.
Or save
Tracker
them
from
the
looking
savagery
good.
of an orc wall. But there has been many stories of individuals saved not by the grace of the God Emperor, but rather by some...
Oh, is that chaos I see there?
Something much stronger, the gifts of chaos.
Oh, shit.
Imagine that you are a hard-working Imperial citizen, slaving away in a manufactorum. A manufactorum, just like all the others, that works their people to exhaustion. This disregard for your well-being leads to an infectious disease spreading through the manufactorum. You become sick, so sick that you are bedridden, and to top it all off, your job at the manufactorum is given to someone else, because as they tell you, the God Emperor's fight must always continue. You attempt to get medical help, but you quickly realize that your chances of getting better would have been greater without the help of these Imperial surgeons. You are stuck in a crowded room with 100 other sick and dying citizens. You are lucky if you see a nurse once a day, let alone a doctor. The administrative failures of the Imperium have damned you to lay in your cramped bed and wait for the day you die. Like any man, fear of your own demise sets in. You pray to the God Emperor to save you from this hell, but his very own doctors tell you there is no helping you at this point. If you would have been attended to earlier on, you would have a chance, but now it's over. The system that was supposed to protect you is now your damnation. You desperately cling on to life as you enter in and out of consciousness to the point where you can't even recognize if you are still alive. Your half-conscious dreams reveal the terror that you will die. You pray for one more day of life, just one. The prayer is answered.
Oi,
You open
oi,
your
oi.
eyes and you see the world
There
still
go.
exists.
There
Your
go.
fever is not gone. Your body still aches, but you are not dead. This happens night after night. While the bodies of the people around you get carried away, you still remain. The pain of your body, waking you up every morning, but it is a welcome pain, for it means you are still alive. The doctors and nurses are astounded that you have held out for so long. Imperial surgeons come from all across the planet. Priests are sent by the ecclesiarchy
Oh,
to
shit.
witness this miracle of the sick man who will not die. They claim it's a gift from the Emperor, but it is not the Emperor who answered your prayer. You've seen the true savior of humanity. He gave you power to defy the doom of mortal corruption, and instead used it as a source of strength and inspiration for you. He is Nurgle, the Shepherd of Hope. It is Nurgle who allows Imperial Guardsmen to live even if they have suffered mortal wounds. It is Nurgle who keeps hope alive in the hearts of the terminally ill. To be a true worshipper of Nurgle is to have the will to live, to be willing to do whatever it takes to cling on to life, and to make the most of that life. In the drone-filled cathedrals of the chapter of the Adeptus Ministorum, preachers spew their lies upon the unsuspecting and dim-witted flock. They warn against corruption of the soul and
What is this chaos ad, brother? What is this chaos ad?
filth of the spirit. They tell their listeners that to turn from the faith is to join the ranks of the lost and the damned, but they are wrong. It is no surprise that the Imperium of Man is a technologically backward society. If you were born with a natural affinity towards the mechanical, you would find haven within the ranks of the Adeptus Mechanicum. Of course, that would only remain so long as you follow the rules of the Tech Priests and the Cult Mechanicus. Any innovation, any inspiration...
Yeah, you gotta pray to the toaster at least 5 times a day. Or you're out, buddy. You're fucking out.
Additional nuance that comes to you while working would be suppressed until inspected by another member of the AdMech. Even if your new design or discovery brought great benefit to mankind, it would be decades before the Imperium could fully adopt or utilize your creation. You would be raised on the idea that knowledge is the supreme manifestation of divinity, and that all creatures and artifacts that embody knowledge are sacred. But the Imperium would attack you for seeking that knowledge. To further your learning and to advance your quest for knowledge, you would be forced to turn to other fountains of knowledge, which can be found through the worship of Tzeentch. Tzeentch is not selfish with what he knows. He guides tech priests to further their technological discoveries. He illuminates the true source of knowledge that is so sought after by the Cult Mechanicus. While the Cult Mechanicus teaches you how to worship the Omnissiah,
What the fuck is
Tzeentch
that?
teaches you how to commune with the Omnissiah. To worship Tzeentch is to be given a fresh new pair of eyes that can see the truth of the world. Machines and their parts will be understood by Tzeentch worshippers simply by looking at them. Tzeentch worshippers will be able to commune with the machine spirits, and the machine spirits will bend to their will. Most enticing to all the tech priest or tech magi is that through the worship of Tzeentch, one can uncover the secrets of the greatest forge in existence, the Forge of Souls. The Forge of Souls is a dark forge of the ruinous powers, utilized to create maleficent demon engines.
That's some Sauron type shit, brother. Make the new ring, one ring to root them out.
As well as potent armaments and talismans to be used by the demons in their eternal warfare. An unfathomable amount of knowledge is hidden in this place, knowledge that can be bestowed upon any man that worships Tzeentch. To worship chaos is to allow yourself to accept the incomprehensible power of the galaxy, while most Imperial citizens will live their lives underneath the foot of the ecclesiarchy. Those that turn to the ruinous power will have powers beyond measure. Imagine yourself as an Imperial Commander. You have led your men into battle against the toughest odds, and you have always come out on top.
Well, okay, how you want me to imagine myself as an Imperial Commander and then say some shit like, I've led my people and survived? Isn't that like two opposites? That's a joke, chill out, everybody.
Thanks to your devotion to the God Emperor. or so you believe. That is until you are tasked to pacify a small revolt that quickly becomes a full-scale revolution. Your mind fills with rage as you coordinate counterattack after counterattack against this alien threat. They are foreigners, brought to your planet as refugees from the edge of your system. With them, they brought the seed of corruption, and you will do anything in your power to eradicate them all. You continue to fight, but it does nothing. You finally realize you are in a war of attrition, a style of war sadly too common in the Imperium of Man. You see your men get slaughtered by the enemy every single day. The comrades you came into the war with are gone, and you are left alone with a whole new batch of fresh-faced recruits. You know their days are numbered. The enemy pushes forward, and the front line begins to buckle. You ask for reinforcement from the high command, but the administratum and the ecclesiarchy sees no benefit in continuing this war. Your fate has been sealed by the emperor's bureaucracy. The same men who brought the traitors in are leaving you hung out to dry. You hear through the Vox transmissions that the enemy has cemented its base on the very same land your men died to attain. It will remain theirs. You've lost. A burning rage fills your stomach as you think about your home being overrun by traitors. Not just the men shooting at you, but also the men pulling your strings. You vow revenge on all those that betrayed you. Luckily, that call is heard by the only being capable of giving you what you ask, the Lord of Skulls. You are promised your vendetta for the price of your enemy's skulls. No man would deny this gift, and no man ever does, because to worship Khorne is to worship power. Any man who seeks martial pride or craves accomplishment is a worshipper of Khorne. Imperial guardsmen who wake up every morning to better their art of war is a worshipper of Khorne. To worship Khorne is to worship honor, to worship victory. And finally, to all those still claiming that the Imperial Cult and the false emperor is the only true path to salvation, what is there to be saved from if life itself is hell? Imperial citizens are depraved from almost all freedoms. They see the restraints and denial of the most basic feats of enjoyment as a necessity, knowing that the easiest path to corruption for most Imperial citizens is freedom. They impose harsh rules and ultimately a harsher existence on their people within the Imperium. The Imperial Cult prevents citizens from partaking in the most basic actions for fear of corruption. This malignant ideology, known as the Imperial Cult, has gone so far in certain places that they forbid the consumption of alcohol, drugs, music, and even dancing. In a world where war is a constant and freedom is oppressed, the Imperial citizen has no choice but to look for those small escapes from reality, where they can feel a tiny bit of pleasure or joy. It is here that they find true salvation from the misery. It is the Prince of Pleasure that guides the Imperial citizens away from misery and into a new light of happiness. To worship Slaanesh is to worship happiness, joy, and laughter.
Hey, I'm pretty happy right now, boy.
Down a crowd with his song, a comedian telling his jokes to fill a room with laughter. These are worshippers of Slaanesh, the men and women who try to make the world a less miserable place. Those are the worshippers of Slaanesh. To worship the dark gods is not to hate humanity, like the Imperial Cult wants you to believe. To worship the chaos gods is to love life and attempt to enjoy every bit of it as much as possible. And those were 40 facts as to why worshipping chaos is better for the Imperial Guard citizen.
Wait, 40 facts
I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to share it with your friends on Facebook or Twitter. If you have an Imperial Guard fanboy within your playgroup, share this video with them. Hopefully they can see the error of their ways and they can sell you their army for cheap, and then they can get a proper army, like a Plague Marine army or a Orc army. Go into the Xenos. But again, guys, this was a lot of fun to make. If you guys have any other suggestions for other topics of Warhammer 40K, please comment down below. And if you guys want to learn more about the different gifts of chaos, check out our 40 facts video.
Okay, I want to say something about this, okay? So he was shitting on the bureaucracy in the Imperial way of you know, dealing with shit quite hard. But the thing is that is the correct way to deal with things. Like, people, I feel like people, when they look at the 40K empire, you know, humanity up in this bitch, they're like, okay, they're so different from how countries treat people nowadays, right? Because we're happy and shit. But what they don't seem to understand is that this is like, if you take the Imperium of Man, right? It's like, imagine it as a country on Earth, right? Well, imagine if that country was in a constant war. It was surrounded and was in a constant war for the last fucking 2,000 years. Non-stop war, constant war. Shit will be pretty much the same. Like, you have people working, if they don't work, put someone else. Shit existence. That's how it needs to be, because you cannot, like, you can make people's lives happier in peaceful times. In war, it's about winning, because if you lose, their lives, they won't exist, okay? Like, they just won't. Like, which of the empires surrounding the Imperium is gonna let humanity live a happier life? Let me know that, okay? And think about what I said. Let me know what y'all think about what I just said if you watched to the end of the video. If you didn't, fuck you, okay? I mean, you're not gonna get offended because you didn't reach here anyway, so the fuck you doesn't count for all the people that are still here, okay? I love you. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time, buddy. Have a nice fucking day.